G'day guys, and welcome back to episode number 13 of Shanghai Shenhua on Football Manager 2015. It's our birdie. G'day, how you guys going? And today, like I said in the last video, we would, I did say I was going to try and get these two legs of these games of the ACL Champions League quarters against Seoul, but unfortunately, I just decided to do the second leg, and because it's obviously the more important leg, and obviously, yeah. So, and I'll just tell you in a minute that the first leg didn't really make much of a difference anyway, so you wouldn't have really missed much. But so today we're gonna play that game, as well as some other news, and let's get into it right now. The Chinese Super League transfer window has officially opened, and it's officially open, and we have made a couple of very, I think, good signings. So let's just go to it. Transfer history. We'll bring in the guys that we brought in, and they start with Darren Gibson, Everton man. I think he's being a bit underutilized at Everton, because he's a very good player. And he's obviously a bit pricey at this stage, but it's yeah. So like I said, but I'm excited to bring him. He's got tremendous attributes for this level. His passing's great. I wanted a player that can really control the midfield. So he's a guy that can play in that deep role, supporting role type playmaker, as well as a ball-winning midfielder for a defender, a defensive type midfield. So that's why I was really excited to bring him. I had some other names as well that I was, going after. The likes, there was, well, there's a few actually. We'll just go over maybe some of the still in here. Thomas Rinson was one. Nelson Valdez, he was another. He's still actually a free, so I could maybe go after him. Oliver Kirch. There was quite a few others. I can't really think at the top of my mind. Francisco Lodi, he's another guy that I was maybe looking at. Look at the passing for him, as well as free kick taking. That's what I was really looking for a player of that caliber. So yeah, so those were the guys I was looking at. But I'm pretty happy with Gibson, even though he's not the biggest name, but he's going to do really well for us here, and I'll show you in a minute he's doing well. And now as for other guys, this Chinese guy I brought in, he can play on both wings. He's got really good potential, and those numbers, for technical, mental, and physical is all really good. And he's done, really well. He's already wanted by a club as well. So, so yeah, so I'm excited about him. He's done well. Or he already has a goal. But he can't play in the Champions League because he was at Shandong, and yeah, and they're of course in the Champions League as well. And it's kind of funny because you kind of look at the club wanted. Oh no, Changchong, sorry. But the other foreigner we brought in is Vitaly Rodionov, and this guy, those stats may not look good at this moment. May not look good. But this guy, I've always had a kind of a bit of an FM fetish, or an FM interest in this guy all the time. He plays a Barte in real life, and he's probably their best player. He scores all the goals for them. And this save, he obviously went to Anderlecht, didn't get much time, 29.5k, and look at that, 4 goals in 4 games. So he is, and look at his career at Barte, he's fantastic. So I'm excited about the signing. Obviously another foreigner, so we now have 6 foreigners at the club. Yes, so we've kind of been juggling in and out of all that. So yeah, I'm excited. He's doing really well already, and he's a good teamwork player. Obviously his skills, are still good for a 32-year-old, and he's a cheap foreigner, 4.9 K a week, so that's good. And the last guy we brought in was Sun Ki. experience in the Chinese national team and all these numbers. I mean, it's good. He hasn't played a game yet because he's still injured. Another couple of days, but yeah, you can play on both sides again. His crossing's a bit down, which is a bit concerning. But other than that, he played at Zhuangzhou. Not the best, and that's why I'm pretty happy. To get him. 355k is obviously peanuts compared to what this team can bring. So yeah, so like I said again, this guy he's going to do really well on the flanks for us, and he can also play in behind the striker there as well. So now we go to the guys that we sold. And as you can see, Zhu Tong, Zhao Di, the striker, he had a really good start to this year, but he's had a couple of injuries, and he's only played a couple of appearances as well. So we decided to offload him, for okay wages, 60k. Zhang Lu, we got him out on a loan. This guy, of course, his contract's up at the end of this year, and that's terrible all around. So that's why I loaned him out. I tried to get rid of him, but he's on loan at Qingdao right now. And now the big one, guys, Andre Arshavin going to Zhuangzhou. Mainly because of this. I was actually kind of a bit upset that I kind of got rid of him, but because Arshavin was great for us. He only played 26 games over 2 seasons, and that's pretty good stats for a guy at his age. And but yeah, I was kind of a bit, I was just kind of sad to see him go because he played well for us. Mainly because I did this was because of the Gibson deal. Yeah, it was either keeping Arshavin or bringing a younger Gibson that can play, in the center, because that's one of the foreigners that I want, is a guy that can play in the center. So yeah, that was, it was tough, but his contract was up at the end of this year. His contract didn't want to be extended either, so I really had no choice. Same with Zhu Tong, which was frustrating, but hopefully I brought in the guys that can really solidify his abilities. And some 2 other guys I sent out on loan, 2 really young players. I hope they get some game time. 22-year-old Leng Xiao. This guy's going to be good for us. Well, good for Shanghai anyway. But yeah, so that's what we've done. Yeah, so that's what we've done in our transfers. One thing's been frustrating though is since I sold Arshavin, Stapila Sunzo again was upset about the lack of people in the team, and now I had to transfer list them. Very frustrating, and so I'm gonna have to lose one of our better players this year. And yeah, it's extremely frustrating. Oh yeah, this is new too. Tim Cahill's wanted by Melbourne Victory. So, so that's interesting. But yeah, so and then you see the whole squad. They've kind of been reacted badly from it. So it's just frustrating. And Sunzo's a good player, and I want to keep him around. But after this, I could really bring in someone that's maybe just as good. So that's what I'm gonna have to do in this, obviously the transfer window. I think actually the window's done. I think anyway. But yeah, so that's what we're dealing with right now. We'll go into the schedule. And when we last saw was the match against Suwon. We played a lot of games. And as you can see in the Champions League first leg, ended in a 0-0 draw. So we didn't really miss much. We actually had a few opportunities to win the game. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with a 0-0 draw. Obviously, you would like to score a goal at on the road, but yeah. So no really too much hiccups. We're doing well in the year. Obviously, this game was very frustrating. We had a man sent off, and that cost us the game, and it was frustrating, especially at home. So that was our first loss in a very long time. But we do want to try and pick up some more wins. And the season's almost over if you look at that. So yeah, so that's where we are. We're sitting also in fourth and third still. We still got a ways to go. 8 games left, so we're only 4 points behind. So yeah, I mean we're in pretty decent shape. We're also doing well in the the Chinese FA Cup, so everything is going pretty good right now. So yeah, other than that, we'll get into it. So yeah, we got of course Vitaly Radzanow can't really get into. He's not registered. Lou Bin as well was not registered, so that's what's frustrating. And bring Ding Dewey. We'll play Dewey instead of Zhao Ho. And Jiang Long, because yeah, and that's what's actually really good as well with Rodionov is you look at other teams. We'll go into that, but you look at other teams that like Zhangjiao for instance. All the signings that they got from foreigners, and a lot of them were really upset when they were left out of the ACL squads. But this guy, which is really good because he's pretty cheap wages. He's not too upset. So yeah, I mean that's what I'm. He's not upset about it, which is really good. And yeah, I mean that's why it's really good to have a guy like that. So so now we're going into this game against Seoul, the champions of Korea, and this is going to be a bit difficult, but we'll give it a go. I mean, obviously we're at home, and they're playing kind of, so we're going to obviously extinguish the outside. So just carry on from last match. We'll play at that at the moment. I'm pretty excited that we're at home because home games, obviously you really want to do well in them. And especially we got a 0-0 draw down in at Korea, so hopefully we can get a home win here. Here's Zhu Long, or Lu Zhang, I mean. He was one of the backup to Zhu Tong, really, and he's actually done fantastically since coming on. Here's Kale. Whoa, and that was dreadful. That was not a good ball at all. Here's Gibson, keeps it in. Plays it back, Gabriel. Here's Zhu Long, taken down. Here's Zhu Tong, turns around. And that's why it's really good to have a guy like Gibson in the center. He can just, run or attack. Oh crap. And this is their 2 really good guys. They play pass into space already. Here's Kale. Zhang Long. Gibson finds him out wide, plays it in, and there it is! And it's Tim Cahill! Come on! Timmy's son with the goal, and we're up 1-0. And that's why it's so. And Gibson finds him out, and Fang Lang Jun's done really good as well. And Cahill in the middle just puts it home. And that is why, I think our season's really turned around since Cahill has got his game going. It shows how important Tim Cahill is to us. Because we were struggling at the beginning of the year. Obviously, we got up to a bit of a slow start with the draws, but once Tim got going, we started getting wins, and that's what you like to see. Let's say concentrate. Because Rafael Costa, he's really good. And that's a good save by Zhang Shapang. But we want a second goal because when they score, if they score, then they're going to be in the driver's seat. Oh man, that's poor. No, and there's what I was afraid of. But it's offside. Come on. So we got lucky there. But we haven't really, since our goal, we've kind of been slowing down a bit. Here's Cahill. Gabriel. He's done great as well. Obviously, a fauna. Plays it out wide. Moves a poor. Cross it in again. Far post. Here's Cahill. Taken down. No. And that's the one thing that's been pretty bad. And there's a goal. Oh, man. So they get an equalizer. And now they're in the driver's seat. And we need to score now. So that's not good. Play higher tempo. Play it in. Come on, Timmy-san. Zhutong, good save. So that's a bit better. But we need to score. So in the last half hour a bit, I'll go attacking. You know, it's close to 10 minutes from half time. We'll kind of keep pushing on the pressure, see what happens. Darren Gibson, that's one thing that's actually was a bit frustrating, you know, with those kind of a bit afraid about getting Gibson is he is a guy that's tend to get injured a bit. But he's an Everton player. And Everton's my favourite team in the Premier League. Come on, let's get a goal late here. Ah. Jutong, here's KO. Gibson! And that's a good save. But the one thing he's really good at is long shots. So I'm going to put on a pressure here and say I expect to see better in the second half. You know, and that's one thing because of Sunzo. We got bad morale. And it's frustrating when you got something like that. Now hopefully Gibson can play through his injury because I don't want to risk losing him. But I need to win this game. I want to win the Champions League. Here's Gibson taken down. Here's Cahill. Gibson. Here's Lubin. I'll play get stuck in as well. Oh, that was lucky. Well, they just missed that. Okay, Gibson's injured, so I didn't want to do this, but I don't want to risk him getting injured for other games. So this is going to be a bit of a gamble here, guys. Lubin. Come on, you've beaten one. That's weak. It's a good play. Come on! Here's Zhang Long! Come on! Zhang Long scores! And it's 2-1. And we're back in front. That's a bad play by the defender. And a short angle strike. Come on, and we're up 2-1 here. Now, do I risk going on attack? And maybe we can score here another one. Here it is, over top. And we're playing a bit dangerously now, and they've actually made a sub up top, so we're gonna change it up here. Now, I'm not too sure of all these Koreans. Kim Kyung Sung. Now, he's okay, his physical attributes anyway. And do we? That's one issue I have with him. He's an older. Oh, come on, here's a chance. Here's Kyle. There, it's a second. Come on! Zhang Long's second goal, his 18th of the season, and Timmy Kyle sets him up, and he puts it home, and we're up 3-1. And I'm just going to go to standard now. Could we maybe get a fourth here? Here's Kyle. Oh, he's offside. That would have been great. But this is a great response. Puts it off. There! Oh, he missed that. This is some good stuff that we're seeing here. But we don't want to... There you go. Here's Kyle. Another good performance from Timmy in this one. It's good. Here's Kyle! What a play it's for. And what a setup by Shanghai there. That was tremendous bit of football. Look at this. Lu Zhong plays it in. Zhang Long and Kyle sees the run and puts it in. 4-1. What a response at halftime. And this should be probably good enough for the win, I think. And in fact, I'm going to do it. Kyle, because we got a lot of games coming up. So I'm going to rest Tim there. And I'm debating too with, because I mean, his acceleration for his defender is pretty bad. So I might play him in limited. And Yan Zhaho, will give him some time in that position to play. But this is fantastic. What a response at halftime that we've responded by. You know, 1-1 at halftime, and then our star players are there to do the job. And you know, star players are there to are getting paid to be our main guys, and they're doing it. Our main attacking threat, Zhang Long. I mean, he's got to be probably the signing of the season in China. You know, I've given him his opportunity up front, and he's taking it. So looks like we're going to win here, guys. We're going to advance to the next stage in the Champions League. We've beaten 2 Korean sides in the knockout stages. And what a response at halftime. And there it is. Great job. And I'm going to praise these guys a lot. That was really special. Really special indeed. Everyone's doing well there. And Timmy Kyle. Oh, this guy. Gee. Iranian Navid Kasarafer. Maybe get a scouting report. 15 goals compared to all the rest of them. So we win. And we advance in the Champions League. That's just great. 4-1. And unfortunately, Shanghai East Asia came short. So we got Ulsanai Hyundai in the final stage. And look at this. We got 2 Iranians on one side, and a Chinese and a Korean. So it looks like we're going to be playing the Korean. You know, it looks like we're going for the gauntlet here of Korean in knockout stages at the moment. Asamoah Gyan at Al Ain. I mean, that's. I mean, obviously he's going. Look at that, 140k for a player of that caliber. So we are going through to the next round. Oh no. Oh, and that's what I feared would happen. Darren Gibson out 4 to 5 weeks with a pulled hamstring. Great. Just great. Stressful week. Tim Cahill, the hat trick. Oh, he's on a hat trick. Felt confident the game was won. He's for sure. So we got Ulsan Hyundai in the next round. And we've given 48K. And we got a semi-final game September 14th. I wonder, is it played in one game off, or is it a legs again? And Zhang Zhao have made a bid for Sunzo. Only 900K though. Because I want at least, I'll do that. 1.5, we'll see. But, so yeah, actually, we'll see here. Okay, yeah, it is too. So we got one coming up pretty soon here. And then the away one. So remember, guys, we had Ulsan Hyundai in our group as well. Remember that? And we had the leg away was a 1-1 draw. And then the home leg was a 1-0 win. So we can do this. We can get to the ACL final with this. But it's going to be tough because, you know, it's just another Korean side. It's going to be difficult. But we can do this. And this is going to be interesting. So that's it, guys. We win the ACL quarterfinals 4-1. And we are on to the next round. So yeah, I think what we'll do is probably show the second leg again. It's going to be a road game, so the home one, that's important. We get a pretty good result at home to set the pace, and we're also in the second semi-final. So we could possibly, I'm not going to say it, but we could possibly go for a treble this second season. It'd be great, but it's still a lot of football to be played, a lot to mess around with these wankers on our side that are really wanting to get away. So yeah, so we're going to come back with a second round, or the second leg, sorry. And yeah, so again, guys, hope you guys are enjoying this, and we'll be back next time. Cheers.